Hey everyone, I'm Ryan and you're watching 60 Cycle Hum. Today I'm very happy to be showing you the Dark World by Chase Bliss Audio. This is their first ever reverb pedal. It's also their first pedal to go double digital. No more digital brain and analog heart. This is a digital brain with a digital heart. And honestly, to get the kinds of sounds that this pedal makes, you've got to go double digital. So I'm glad that Chase Bliss made that plunge and made it happen because it's really paid off. Something fun about this pedal is that the right-hand side, the World channel, is a collaboration between Chase Bliss and Keeley Effects for your spring, plate, and hall sounds. And the left-handed channel, the Dark channel, is a collaboration between Chase Bliss and Cooper Effects for your crazy modulated shimmer and sample and hold type sounds, your crazy modern freak out sort of stuff. So let's get into it. Let's check out the sound of this thing. Here's my dry signal Jazzmaster here. You know what it sounds like. It sounds like that. So if you've watched my channel at all, you know that I'm big into drippy, surfy reverbs, and you might even be here to find out if this passes the test. Is this a drippy reverb? Does it drip? Can I use this for my surf rock band? Let's find out. We're on the spring setting. Here's how it sounds. I'd say it drips. It's not a 100% recreation of the Fender outboard reverb unit sound, but it's got this true surfy voice to it. I could definitely use this in my surf rock band. I'm going to say right now, it passes the test for me. I think it sounds great. There's a lot of extra stuff you can do with it. There's a lot of fun ways to tweak this pedal. It's not going to be 100% authentic for a traditional surf rock player, but for someone like me who likes to experiment and get a bit outside the bounds of the genre, I think this is a winning pedal. Let's get into all the different settings and things it can do. You'll notice that each side has two knobs assigned to it. The World side gets a dwell knob and a pre-delay, and it also has the mix and tone control, which are global controls for both sides. So let's check out the range of the pre-delay and the dwell knob on the spring setting. There's the pre-delay all the way tight. Do like a rockabilly thing there, and turn it all the way up and get almost kind of a delay. Lots of pretty and fun options to mess around with there. I really like the thought of using a reverb as a delay style effect. All right, let's put that pretty tight and we'll mess with the dwell. Here's the dwell all the way down. All right, set that kind of normal, and then we'll check out the plate sound. Great sounding plate. Lots of classic like studio reverb sounds to mess around with there. And now the hall setting. Let's do something kind of dark and short. There's some great sounds locked up in the world side. Now let's get to the dark side of this pedal. We're gonna start on the modulation. The modify knob controls the amount of modulation on the modulation effect channel here on the algorithm. The decay knob controls how much time the reverb has, how long the trail is. So we'll start it with it at the bottom. I'll turn the tone all the way up to really show off the grit of this modulation reverb. Now it's gonna start getting interesting. That setting just gets so crazy. It sounds like a VHS tape that's been stored in the bottom of a swamp or something for 1,000 years. Just broken and gritty and pitch shifty. It's pretty wonderful. And when you get to combine it later on with the other side, doing all the crazy control stuff that Chase Bliss pedals can do, it gets pretty wild. Let's check out the Shim Reverb. This is a very unique shimmer reverb. It's different from any other shimmer reverb I've ever played with. Basically, it's a shim reverb and a step filter and a sample and hold sort of thing. It takes your signal and it samples and holds it, and then step filters to the reverb channel generated by that sampled and held signal. I was trying to understand it. I just know it makes crazy, glitchy, funky, pitchy sounds. Let's check it out. This is the rate knob for the step filter function. This knob controls the blend of the high octave and the low octave in the shimmer. So we'll start off with it with a pretty good blend of high octave. That is a spooky sound, and it gets stupid fast if you turn up the knob. Something I like to do with the high octave is roll the tone back a bit, so you have that sharpness in there, but it smooths it out, and it's kind of this hot cold sort of thing. And of course, I'll show off the low end of the shim octave. Lots of crazy and beautiful options there. What a weird and wonderful effect, man. Okay, here is the black setting. This is a sample and hold reverb that can get away from you pretty quick, so you kind of have to have a good idea of what you're doing with it. This knob controls the sensitivity of the effect, how quickly it is triggered by your playing, and this controls the mix, the volume of the sampled and held reverb sound. it sustain. Like I said, it can get away from you real quick. You got to study up on that one and get used to it to figure out how to use it. It's the sort of thing that is going to work really well when you're stacking it with the other side for momentary effects and just that weird, crazy freak out in the middle of your set or at the end of the set. You put it wherever you want. I don't care. So let's get into mixing sounds. The middle toggle here allows 3 different options for mixing the 2 channels. On the left is parallel, both running at the same time but unaffected by each other. In the middle is dark into world. That's great for running that gritty modulated sound into something to smooth it out. And then of course world into dark just lets you stack stuff, get ambient and crazy, do your freak out parts. So I'll show you parallel really quick. We'll do that drippy sound and the shimmer. How about that? Let's dial in a really gritty sound from the modulation. And we'll smooth that out with the plate reverb. So now the plate reverb is running after that modulation. That's spooky and dark. Man, I love it. What that plate reverb does to that gritty, nasty modulated reverb is just magical. That's worth the price of admission right there. I mean, not to mention everything else I love about this pedal. I just gotta say, I've been saying this before doing this demo, various places on the internet, places where people were talking about this potentially coming out. This is my favorite Chase Bliss pedal so far. I flat out mean it. Like, it hits a lot of marks for me, and I've been having a great time with it. Okay, so now we'll do World into Dark. Let's do Spring into Black. Yeah, that'll be weird, right? We'll do a long pre-delay on the spring. And bring back the dwell. What's next? Presets. Let's check out the presets that are in the Dark World. You can store 2 different presets, one on each side. Some sort of function of holding down a thing and clicking a thing. I don't remember right now. You can check it out in the manual when you get one of these. It's the same with every Chase Bliss pedal, and I always forget. But anyways, this is the left side preset that came loaded on this particular Dark World. I don't know if they're the same for every one. And here's the right side. That gets away from you in a hurry. Oh man. Okay, I'm going to change camera. All right, I'm going to change camera angles, and we're going to explore the dip switches on the top edge of the Dark World. Here we go. Let's do this thing. All right, this is going to be a bit of a clip show as I mess around with all these dip switches and find interesting and wild settings. I'm going to be experimenting with the bounce control, which turns anything you select in this bank here into an LFO control for that knob, basically. So you've got mix here that controls the mix knob, dwell, modify for the modulation, tone, and pre-delay. You can also swap the direction of any of those controls with this bank and bring in some other control options. You can also plug in expression pedals and assign expression pedal to any of these controls. And there's all sorts of MIDI options. It's crazy. Chase Bliss pedals are crazy. I always just barely scratch the surface of what they can do. All right, so first thing to control with the dip switches here. Let's start with the mix. I'll turn on that spring reverb sound. Dial it up kind of high. So because the mix knob is modulating back and forth on an LFO, essentially what I've created is a reverb with a tremolo just on its trail, which is a super wonderful and useful thing. I mean, spaghetti Western sounds for days with that. You control the rate with the ramp knob up here. So basically any settings that you needed get locked in, and then you can't adjust them anymore when you've got the bounce engaged here. So if you want to make changes to the dark side, then you have to turn that off to make those changes. Just something to be aware of. All right, let's throw that onto the pre-delay. Ooh, this is going to get weird. You weren't expecting this to be a chorus pedal, were you? Wow. So dialing down the pre-delay gives it just a little bit of room to wiggle around to give you that chorus effect. Dial back the highs a bit. And of course, if you turn it up, it opens up how wide that pre-delay can range, and things get weird, I bet. Let's see how they sound. I knew it'd be weird. Let's move on to the tone control. You can do like a harmonic trim on your reverb when you do this. We'll open it all the way up. It's more subtle, but you could definitely have some weird fun with that. Let's throw on the dark channel now and get weird with the modify on. We'll turn that tone off. And we'll put it on the mod channel. So this is going to ramp between low modulation and a lot of modulation. Let's put the plate on there as well and start combining stuff. We'll do the mix, but in reverse sweep of the modulation. Throw dwell into the mix. Reverse that as well, so it's maximum dwell to like half dwell. And we'll put it into dark into world. Obviously, you can get completely insane with all these dip switch settings and make sounds that don't even sound like guitar anymore. They sound like some sort of like outer space landslide. Or you could get really subtle and do really powerful, simple things like that tremolo reverb trail thing that I started with. I mean, the sky's the limit with any Chase Bliss pedal, especially with the Dark World. This thing is great. Like I said, I think it's my favorite Chase Bliss pedal so far. It scratches a lot of itches for me. It checks a lot of boxes. And I just know this thing's going to live on my board for a long time. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude and nasty comments. You know the whole drill. Support us on Patreon. Click the links down below to go check out the Dark World on the Chase Bliss site and everywhere else. Bye.